Thank you very much, Karim. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the conclusion of this event. I was given the almost impossible task, I would say, but above all, the honor of drawing some conclusions from these meaningful discussions, for which, on behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank our exceptional panelists. I will briefly try to throw out a few remarks that I believe reflect the added value of our joint event. Against the backdrop of an increasingly multipolar world, the war in Ukraine has brought to the surface dynamics that have been underway for some time in the Middle East and North Africa region, an increased diversification of partnerships, for instance, but also the consolidation of relations with international players such as Russia and China in both the strategic military and economic energy domains. These relations are somewhat favored by shifting power dynamics on the broader international scale. There seems to be a consensus among experts that in the context of the war in Ukraine and the ever-changing geopolitical landscape in the MENA, the US has further diverted its focus towards the Indo-Pacific space. A significant trend towards self-regulation is also manifest in the region, as demonstrated by an increased assertiveness and autonomy of many MENA states in foreign policy. A range of endogenous processes, allow me the expression, such as the Egypt-Turkey rapprochement, the Lebanese-Israeli maritime agreement, Syria's readmission into the Arab League, all seem to demonstrate this current trend. Faced with a war that they consider as far away, MENA countries, with a few exceptions, prefer not to ally with any of the great powers. They are far more interested in the benefits they can get from balancing between different players or from alternative, relatively new international ecosystems like the BRICS. If we look at regional partnerships with China, we see that economic relations are very solid, and this, of course, is driven mainly by energy partnerships and investment along the Belt and Road Initiative. Although China has recently appeared to be trying to carve out a more prominent political role, as proved by its mediation in the Iran-Saudi Arabia rapprochement, it is clear that Beijing's economic influence in the region remains way more significant than its diplomatic one. Even in the Iranian-Saudi deal, China played an important role, but the agreement signatories rather the results of years of previously held talks among countries of the region. When it comes to the security context, the US continues to be the predominant foreign actor, despite having reduced in recent years its military presence in the area. This is still far greater than China's or Russia's. Russia has been quite a relevant security provider in the region over the past decade and will remain such. But Moscow's ability to flex muscles in the region has decreased since it invaded Ukraine. Besides, we spoke about Russia's Wagner Group earlier. Wagner's attempted mutiny in June 2023 might raise doubts among MENA governments about Moscow's durability and reliability as a security partner. Today, we have also turned the spotlight on the Eastern Mediterranean and North African context. The East Med, a major hotspot for natural gas, is characterized by an overall detente process among regional actors, although frictions remain that need to be sorted. In North Africa, the Ukraine's war consequences have unleashed a number of geopolitical and socioeconomic shocks and shifts. Unresolved crises, like in Libya and the Western Sahara, continue to create obstacles to regional security, economic integration, and peaceful coexistence. The handling of sovereign debt in countries like Tunisia and Egypt remains another delicate issue. Without internal reforms bounded by international financial institutions, with the Gulf countries less inclined than in the past to provide assistance, the economic and financial crises in these countries are poised to worsen. On the other hand, the implementation of austerity measures risks causing domestic social crisis and instability. North Africa's long-term prospects and stability will also depend on how this area will deal with the challenges of climate change. MENA countries belong to what we in Italy call the wider Mediterranean region, with the US rebalancing its global priorities and Russia and China expanding their influence in the region. Europe needs to become a more relevant geopolitical actor in its southern neighborhood by triggering positive economic and political processes and minimizing the spillover effects of instability. And as we discussed today, Italy is keen on assuming a leading role in this sense, but will it manage to do that, and in synergies with which European partners? So on behalf of ISPI, I would like to thank once again the Atlantic Council for its wonderful hospitality, as well as the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and Italian Embassy in the United States for making this important project come to fruition. The partnership between ISPI and the Atlantic Council has spanned numerous years, and this event further proves it has always been a source of valuable collaboration. Our final thank you goes to Karim Mezran, Alissa Pavia, William Wexler for their continued support in the organization of this meeting, and thank you for your kind attention. Thanks.
Do you think that the Dernak case could be utilized for